You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, my God, I'm literally uploading a different video than this one that's now going to scoot back a little bit because I got breaking news in here, and I knew that's the way this day was going to be. Well, Raiders fans, boy, I was wrong about this one. I bleeped this one. My prediction, sure to go wrong, went wrong. I'm not going to lie to you. I predicted 9-8 with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. I was like, oh, yeah, I get what they're doing here. They're going to bring him in. They're going to stabilize the franchise. Now, if you've watched my videos, you also know that when I made that prediction, I didn't expect them to hire Chip Kelly as their offensive coordinator in the most Raiders move in the history of Raiders moves. How many coaches are the Raiders paying now? Pete Carroll, Antonio Pierce, Chip Kelly. I don't know if they're still paying Gruden. Probably. And then Josh McDaniels, there's going to be some offset language, I would assume, with Josh McDaniels. So they're paying Josh whatever is left over after his Patriots salary. So in other words, if he was getting paid $5 million with the Raiders and the Patriots are paying him $4 million, the Raiders are on the hook for $1 million. It's over in Vegas, by the way. It's over in Vegas. I bleeped this up. Man, I got this wrong. I really did. Nobody knows, by the way, who's running the bleeping show in Vegas. I've done videos on that, 2 of them. In fact, 2 videos on that lately. Nobody knows what the hierarchy is there. The structure. Is there structure? Question mark. Maybe that's the best question. Is it Tom Brady? Is it Mark Davis? John Spytek? Just carrying around Tom Brady's luggage? The Raiders have fired Pete Carroll. It's over. The Raiders now embark on their newest coaching search. By the way, you can thank Pete Carroll for one thing. This is Tankathon. You got the number 1 overall pick, which, by the way, I listened to Todd McShay's podcast early this morning because that's what I do, folks. I grind. And he's got Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, being drafted to the Raiders. However, if Dante Moore does not come out, the pick will be Fernando Mendoza. All right, but there's only 2 quarterbacks worthy of really and truly going in the first round. They think Ty Simpson's going back. Sorry to every other fan base that needs a freaking quarterback. I have to imagine the Raiders gave Carroll the opportunity to retire. Interesting that he chose not to. Anyways, legendary career. That's a good point. Like, they could have probably told Pete, look, why don't you just announce you're going to retire? And he was like, nah, fire me. Fire me. Now, he has self-admitted he thought this was going to work out a different way, too. Shefty's annual scheduled post of the Raiders head coach getting fired seems that way. A scheduled yearly post since the Raiders fire their head coach every year. You think the post is just filled out already? and it's got a blank for the head coach's name? That might be a thing. What did they expect from this roster? Geno reunion sounded good on paper, but oof. Pete deserved better than 3-14. Well, let's be real. Instead of drafting Genty, you should have drafted Armand Minbu, the offensive tackle that went to the Jets and had a really good season this year. I mean, what are we doing? The kind of team that should have taken Genty should have been like, a playoff team, like a divisional playoff team that needed a running back. Annual tradition. Honestly. Well, at least they won't let Pete draft the number 1 overall and fire him next year. They weren't going to let Pete draft him anyway. Tom Brady, I mean, honestly. Raiders make sure they keep their coaches on payroll who don't coach for them. Are they all consultants at this point? Inquiring minds want to know. I mean, honestly. And then, of course, you've got all that drama. And that probably just makes, that just makes Pete Carroll look like he's responsible for all this crap. I mean, he wasn't making a lot of decisions there. OMG, I thought that shit said Ravens. No, I'm sorry, Ravens. Ravens fans, you still got some John Harbaugh. I heard Lane Kiffin was heading there already. That's funny. That is funny. Gave that man Geno Smith and the least talented roster in football and said, now go beat the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs. Oh, no. Y'all don't need to do that to Pete. That's not right. Don't do that to Pete. NFL's worst record getting fired after just 1 year of a 3-year deal. The Raiders experiment went south fast. Yeah. So yesterday, I did a video because it's percolating now that Tom Brady has turned his attention to Brian Flores as head coach and Brian Daboll as offensive coordinator. I'm going to be very interested to see. Like, I would assume Brian Flores would take an interview with the Raiders because he's not got many choices. I don't know. As bad as it went in New York with the Giants, would Tom Brady hire Brian Daboll? I know he's rumored there as an OC, but I'm just saying, Patriot ties. Belichick, by the way, just looked like he's, in case you're wondering about Belichick, he just got a Wisconsin quarterback in the transfer portal. He's probably going to be the starter. May end up being a good little quarterback for him. So you got to think Belichick staying at UNC. I've said, don't be shocked if Belichick if there's at least, because Brady is wanting to instill the Patriot way. That's what yesterday said. Brian Daboll, former quarterbacks coach for the Patriots. Flores, the DC. Tom Brady was there through all of it. Obviously, Josh McDaniels. They tried to do the Patriot thing at one time. That's bad news. Tell me what you think. It is 10:31 in the a.m. When I hit stop recording, I will have recorded my 5th video already today. There's days I don't record 5 videos all day. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.